You're audible. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you, sir. 2 minutes, sir. I'll inform our principal, sir.
Please take your time. Absolutely no problem. Take your time.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Is this an auditorium or something? Stuck because of that. Recording charge check. Then we start. Stuck up in there.
Connection stuck up అయిపోయింది. మీరే ఇష్యూ వీడియో స్టక్ అప్ అయిపోయింది, హ్యాంగ్ అయింది. ఇది
It's really stuck for some strange reason. Oh shit. I don't have my camera on. No, now I switched it on. No, it's on. Okay, that's on. But వాళ్ళ సైడ్ నుంచి స్టక్ అయిపోతాను, మన సైడ్ నుంచి బాగానే ఉంది. So probably change or whatever it is, or he wants me to log in again. Turning off incoming video. I just
టెక్నికల్ స్టక్ అప్ అయిపోయింది స్క్రీన్.
రికార్డింగ్ చేయగానే కట్ అవుతుంది.
ఓకే, ఉంది. తర్వాత రికార్డింగ్ స్టార్ట్ అవ్వగానే విజువల్ లేదు. Yes. Yeah, visible.
Very good morning, everyone. Respected principal, sir, HODs, and my dear staff, and my dear students. So we know that Institutions Innovation Cell, Viper, is conducting a session on a motivational story. Today we are here to present Dr. S. Shyamal Ramkishore Garu. He is the director of Hexa Well Healthcare Organization. So we are going to see what sir's entrepreneurial journey went on like. Okay. So before that, I would request our principal, sir, to address the guest.
Sir, very good morning to you, sir. It's
Morning.
great pleasure to have you here. And I think you are our role model now, because we all have a dream of becoming an entrepreneur. However, we are resorted to this educational sector. And I think I always keep saying to my students that we should think something beyond after a little experience. And your biodata shows clearly how you have turned yourself from different layers of your life to this position. So we thank you so much for your wonderful time. And I think it's also a National Pharmacy Week celebrations in India. So we got a dual advantage of having a motivational speaker like you. And I think in future, this is the arena where all our students should concentrate, because lots of funding is there for startups. And I have seen my own students who have done started their companies, which are very young. And I think maybe in a decade time, they will also become a big entrepreneur like you. So we want your blessings, sir. And we would like to visit your place also whenever you are free with our team, faculty and students. So thank you so much for valuable time, and I wish that our students will take that advantage and definitely have an idea about the startup. Thank you so much, sir. Once again.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Sir, before we hand over session to you, I would like to introduce you to our students, sir. One moment.
Very warm good morning to you, sir. This is Swati from final year. So, very warm good morning, sir. This is Swati from final year. As of Dr. S. Shyamala Ramkishore, sir, holds doctorate in management, and his research interest includes product lifecycle management and product management strategies. He is the founder of Ripen, an organization dedicated to research in personal enrichment and personal enhancement. Dr. S. Shyamala Ramkishore, sir, believes that contributing the best towards the family, friends, organization, society, and the country. He is the philosophy of life. He had 3 decades of experience in building business and worked closely with academic institutions to share his experiences. Few such organizations includes Dr. Reddy's, Lupin, and Fermenta Biotech. We are excited to know your entrepreneur journey with Hexawell Healthcare, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shweta. Principal Garu, good morning to you, and thank you for the kind words. We are still at the beginning of the journey, sir. We have still not crossed, we have to cross many more hurdles, but wishes from you and our well-wishers have helped us, do a little bit in this area of entrepreneurship. It is my pleasure, sir, to always interact with the younger lot. And since I have been always associated with academics, I had a brief stint in academics with ITM group of institutions in Warangal. Academics is always close to my heart, and whatever we could share, it will be our pleasure to share, because their young minds, they have a lot of thoughts that are running in their minds, and we need inspiration from them more than us inspiring them. So on that note, I thank you, and Uday Bhaskar Garu, thank you for the invite also, and for coordinating this event. It's a pleasure to be interacting with young minds, sir. First of all, I would like to clarify that Hexawell Healthcare is a business which is more in the MSME sector. We are still a medium to micro organization which is trying to build its organization. And our entrepreneurial journey is as interesting as any of the entrepreneurs. So during the course of my entrepreneurship journey, what I did was, before I went to the entrepreneur journey, I lived with several entrepreneurs in understanding how exactly they ran their businesses. So I am going to share to you several thoughts of some of these great entrepreneurs with whom I worked. The first and foremost thing that I realized is that, entrepreneurship, startup, lean startup, we have a lot of confusion which we have created successfully. But the first thing that I understand is that any entrepreneurship is a matter of courage, is a matter of pride, is a matter of owning up an idea which you believe very firmly. That's all it is. You own an idea, you want to do it. Scale is not important. You're starting a small, medium, big. That's not very important at all. Like Principal Garu said, there are a lot of pharma entrepreneurs who are great inspiration for all of us. So the first story, I think you must have heard several of you, but I would like to share because he was my first employee. So I happened to work with Dr. Reddy's, and I had the opportunity. It was a privilege for me to closely look at Dr. Anji Reddy Garu because it was 90s where he was still active in business. I'm talking about the founder of Dr. Reddy's. And he repeatedly told us his entrepreneurship story again and again. So the first product they developed, they wanted to be an API company. The first product Dr. Reddy's developed was called methyl dopa. It's a very small, useful molecule, but a very old molecule. They created this methyl dopa and went to meet a client who had come from overseas, who was supposed to buy large quantities of this in India. And this man was sitting in a hotel, and they went into the room one after the other to submit their samples. Early days where there was a lot of naivety in Indian pharma market. So the partner, those days partner of Anji Reddy Garu, Mr. Chari, he took a small sachet and went in to meet this gentleman, who was a non-Indian gentleman. The next thing he saw was the packet being thrown on the floor, and he could hear the voices when he was sitting outside stating that you guys will never be able to make a quality product. That was the first step with which Dr. Reddy's faced its customer. And from there to today, where they are world renowned in terms of formulations, in terms of APIs, in terms of their special groups of products and biotech products, they had a very long journey. So he told me that was my inspiration. I thought that I must sell this methyl dopa from the same facility to this man only. They went back, they went to the drawing board, did a lot of work, changed the method, the way they changed the purification method, changed the whole process. And then they were the largest seller of methyl dopa, followed by the story that you know how Dr. Reddy's went. So this was a great learning experience. The second learning experience comes from a gentleman named Professor P.V. Ramana. Now, this gentleman is the founder of an organization called ITM, Institute for Technology and Management. They're about 1,000 crore company today. And when I got associated with him in 1991, they had opened their first autonomous MBA in Warangal. So this gentleman was very unique in several aspects. He was an engineer by profession, but started this ITM at the age of 50. So I was very inquisitive to understand where he gets his energy from. His energy was driven by a concept that an integrated management education school can survive, and it will survive. I am talking of 1991, where he founded the school with a mere capital of 5 lakh rupees. So then, as I was working with him, every day was a challenge in academics. We had AICT on one side, we had to build the institution, we had to have students younger like you who wanted to have placements. All these things were coming in bits and pieces in those days. And we were not, as connected as you are today. Like I'm able to talk to you miles away. We didn't have any of this. The cell phones were in the beginning. And we were running a program which was very tight. Only one thing he told me in his life. I said, no, can we do this? Can we get this? Can ila open outunda? Will this open? Will this happen? He told me everything for entrepreneurship is a cold call. You know what is a cold call? I hope you guys know what is a cold call. In sales, there is a term called cold call. So we don't know whether the person is going to buy this product or accept this idea or not. We just walk in, meet, talk. The best possibility is he will buy. The worst possibility is throw you out. So everything in life begins with a cold call. You have to make an attempt. Go sit, ask. Whether it is a government body, whether it is a private entrepreneur who wants to join you as a partner, whether it is a firm which wants to supply material to you, whatever it is, we need to make a beginning. And this is precisely what I remember in life, that life begins with a cold call. You need to attempt. You need to be there, you need to make an attempt. So this was the second learning which I got from this gentleman. And just before I started my business and in the initial days, I met a Gujarati boy, a young boy who today runs a company called Biolaxy in Mumbai. He's a person who is less than 35 years. He's a typical Guju boy. So I went and asked him, all of you I hope understand Hindi. So I asked him in Hindi, I'll convey this in Hindi. So I asked him, Yatin bhai मुझे बताओ, एक चीज बताओ मुझे बिजनेस में जो करना चाहिए. So he told me, सर आप एक ही काम करो, जब किसी बिजनेस को शुरू करते हो तो उसको 1000 दिन देना. I'll translate it for you, those who don't understand Hindi. He told me, if you start a business, you have to give that business 1000 days of life, dedicated. फिर देखना वो क्या करता है. He said, then see what happens. And precisely true. You need to have the patience to stick to the business, stick to the idea, ensure that if there are changes in the idea, let the idea be changed, no problem, but stick to it, work relentlessly. You will all have these examples. You might have seen umpteen number of people, right from a fruit seller to a, an engineer, to a ITI guy, to a plastic technologist, to a biotechnologist. They just start. And when they start, the first thing is to come out of the inertia of starting something, most importantly. Secondly, believing very firmly in yourself and the business. That is the most important thing. Without which nothing happens. I mean, if you don't believe and you don't put your weight behind that idea, it never goes through. So these are some of the entrepreneurial thoughts that I collected. Or I would say these are basically axioms or theorems or principles which I have collected even before I could start my own business. So the idea of entrepreneurship is an idea of courage, and all these thoughts of how do we start, where do we start, where do I get the money, all these have to be answered, no doubt about it. So there are several hundreds of frameworks where people say this is the model to follow for entrepreneurship, this is the way you follow. But coming back to my own story of Hexavel, after working for 30 years in the industry and having been in the pharmaceutical industry, in the biotechnology industry, what was getting important for me was to get this confidence that what we are starting at Hexavel is a business which will survive. So some of the principles that we adhere to in Hexavel and we still adhere to, I have to share one thing. One is that we will go with young minds. One of the gentlemen that you're seeing here, you might have seen him. He is Mr. Pradeep, Dr. Pradeep actually. So we have gone with several of those associations where we said young minds who think better than us, who will work for us. They will not work as our employees, but they will work as entrepreneurs. They are with us in the journey. So we need to find out people who are with us in sharing the joy of entrepreneurship. And they create organization together. That's the most important thing. This is the team, the way you go about and all that. So what did we believe in? We believed in that the concept of Hexavel, where we make formulations for the vitamin industry, are going to sustain themselves. The first thing we realized is there is nothing called, your luck. It will come in a platter. It may be there, 1 in a million cases. But 99% of the time, it is your sweat and blood. So when we started, all we had was a facility, mere business, with lot of headaches and hurdles, including manpower. So that day we had decided that we'll have one dress in the factory, which is the dress of a workman. So all 4 of us as entrepreneurs enter the building. That's it. After that, we are no more entrepreneurs. We are workers who work in taking the gunny bags, pouring them into our blenders, making them mix, packing, repacking. You get mud, you get soiled. That's okay. That passion of doing everything for your business is essential. So we used to jokingly say we are only entrepreneurs till the beginning of the gate of my company. After we enter the gate, we are everything. From a peon to the person who cleans, to the person who does his batches, to the QC person, to a QA person, and finally the packing and lifting, Hamali also. If that zeal, I am not exaggerating, this is precisely what we did. And when we went back with, silica on one side and, body in a shabby condition, the family got astonished. They said, is this why you started entrepreneurship at the age of 50? So we said, that's how it is. You just can't change that. It doesn't change. Everything doesn't happen your way. And then my son, who graduated from IIT, came here. The first thing we did is we put him on the shop floor. We said, all you will be able to get is what you get when you work on the shop floor along with me. He said, Dad, I can do better things. I said, I don't care. As long as you don't understand what you do here, you can do better things. You can also do better things. You can also sit in front of a system, do a coding for me, do a Python program. That's great. But at the end of the day, everything should run because nobody is there to support you in the facility. So entrepreneurship is about taking up those challenges. You get broke. So one another incident I want to share is we started the business, started doing well, did a little bit of it. Suddenly we went short of working capital because none of us were real finance biz kids. We didn't know what finance management was. Sitting in front of a customer in Chandigarh, my partner from here calls up and says, I need 2 lakhs, otherwise we are going to lose an obligation. We didn't know what to do. All we knew was whatever was there in the bank, we just transferred it from our personal account into the company account and said, let us first clear this and live a life. So what do we do that month? How do we eat food? Don't know. Wait for it. So I'm not trying to be gloomy here. I'm trying to tell you that entrepreneurship is about, it's like running your home when you are the only single breadwinner for the home. You have to plan everything. Child's education, to food, to your medicines, to everything. And entrepreneurship is all that. Entrepreneurship is about believing that you are running a company and that company is you and you is the company. So I can always take you through a brief framework of the scientific process of entrepreneurship. But before that, I thought I should tell you the practicality of what an entrepreneurship is. And let me tell you one thing for sure before I go into the theory part of it. There is nothing more satisfying than entrepreneurship. It makes you feel that you have created something. It makes you feel that you could generate something out of nothing. So we have always taken pictures of this plant, which was in the worst condition. And then when we turned it into what we wanted, so we keep seeing from here, we came to this place. So tracking up what you have achieved is very important. And all that MBA stuff, I'm not going to tell you, planning, making your finances meet your goals, getting your return on investment, getting on your capital investment, working, all that is jargon. You can always read that jargon. There are hundreds of people who will talk about that jargon, help you, confuse you, create enough commotion. All that is there. That's all normal life. Karna kya aapne ko? They say in Hindi, sar pe kafan bandh ke niklo. What does it mean? Get prepared for the worst and start. And when you start, you expect hurdles to come. You expect disappointments to come. But one thing that you need to keep in your mind is that you are not going to be dejected by any of this thing. Karna to hai hi apne ko. You have to do it at any cost. That's passion. Size, magnitude, I'm not the one to say. I was happy when I earned my first 1 crore for the business. I said, wow, wonderful. Nothing in the pocket. We do 1 crore sale, but nothing in your pocket. It doesn't happen that way in business. You don't just get your turnover into your pocket. But then excitement, you've built an organization, you've got customers. So here is where I'm coming into the point. So the business that you do, any business, any entrepreneurship starts with an idea. If you value that idea, and if that idea makes sense for you, immediately check, does it make sense for the world also? Today I'll say I'm going to make a vehicle which is going to fly 5 meters from the road. Great concept, great idea. But is it worthwhile? At 5 meters, can this vehicle be accepted by people? What is the cost? Who will buy it? Who will pay for it? These questions have to be practically answered. Once you answer them, you are in the business. And if the idea, don't think that always ideas have to be new. You are not going to bring ideas from Moon, Jupiter, and Saturn. Ideas are going to come from here only, right? Earth. In this Earth, whatever is happening and what is happening around you. If you find you are the 100th product, but you are better than 99 products that are available, please do it. And in that belief of your being better than the 99 products, there must be strength. At the product level, at the marketing level or distribution level, and at the concept level at which you're developing. These are some of the most important things for entrepreneurship. Rest, you guys know there are hundreds of people talking, doing wonderful businesses, and then creating value, creating perception. Luckily, you get support from people, all the more better. You can't expect anything more than that. So I will just try to share a brief presentation outline. We did this at Indian School of Business, a brief outline of what entrepreneurship should look like. I have taken some slides from the ISB course on entrepreneurship. Is there somehow I can share some slides? This one, I think. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I am just sharing it, and I'm trying to go to my desktop and share. What have I shared? So we say this. Let's go to window, I think. Yeah, so I'll just briefly rush you through these slides. Why I said rush you is because they're not great slides which have to be seen for a long time. So I'm just talking to the, you can hide it. Is it visible now? Am I visible and audible?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir. Slide is visible. You are audible, sir.
Okay, thank you. So what is it? What is entrepreneurship? An urge, an idea, creation, creativity, courage, and much more, what I spoke just now. So what I've spoken, I've just put it here. So is there a need or a problem? First of all, just identify. If there is a need or a problem, stick to it. Is there a feasible solution? Is there a competitive advantage? What I mean by competitive advantage is, are you better than what is existing? And then do you have a team for it? And your risk and reward portfolio that you have to understand, whether I'm going to make any money out of it. If there is a need, is it a real problem, or are you creating a problem? Many of the IT companies can create problems and find solutions. That is also a good way of doing it. Otherwise, you have to understand if there exists this problem, it is widespread and you are able to address it. And the obstacles, is your customer going to really purchase it, or he has so many obstacles that he cannot purchase it? And what is the buying process? Is he going to buy it immediately, take 10 years to buy, 5 years to buy? Is he going to decide? So those will capture the value for your product. And this is a very simple thing. You observe, question, test, and go back again, observe, test, question. So this is kind of a loop. So the problem, the hypothesis of the problem. Okay, who are the potential customers and what is the problem? And then the questions is context, customer attributes, value. Are you having alternatives? Is there a lot of obstacle process there in the buying process? And quantify how many buyers, how much you can get, how much value, how many number of units you can sell. All that is in the question. And test, validate, revise, reject. If you find that no, it's not happening, go. This process you need to do before you enter the entrepreneurship, and you can do it several hundreds of times. Keep on doing this. So I'm now talking about what are the most important things that you need to find out in terms of the problem, the customer attribute, the basis for qualifying an addressable market, and the basis for activities, marketing activities. Will there be scope for you to really market it? I'm rushing them because these are just frameworks. What is the solution and feasibility? In the solution and feasibility, you have to understand the technology. Is it a feasible technology? Does it have production scalability? Can you make a prototype, and what are the parameters that are important to make it usable? Sustainable competitive advantage. Okay, you made a product, you did a product, you got into a business, you got an idea, you created a prototype, but is it sustainable? Can you keep doing this again and again and again? And will it also be sustainable from the environmental point of view? Very important now. Please understand. And can you create a competitive advantage, uniqueness for this product? Team, very important. When you assemble your team, whether you're alone or a team, please understand you need to have skills, experiences, relationships, timing, and resources. These are very, very important things. Skills, of course, most of them will have, but experience and relationships, they're very, very important. Please understand, because if you don't have the right experiences and relationships, within the team, then the teams won't succeed. Talking of lean startup, guys don't want to put in a lot of money into it. You want to do something. There are a lot of people. I have put a few examples here. Y Combinator, Techstars, several of them are today there who can fund your project. Even local government, Telangana government's T-Hub does a lot of funding. So please understand that you have a lot of people there to support you, provided you have the ability to work. Now, the process, the lean startup process, what I mean by lean startup is that, don't think of a humongous size, 100 people to work and all that, because that is not how startups normally work. So startups work lean. So when we talk of lean, what we do is we go with minimum viable product, constraint functionality, prioritize it, get the product idea, moving forward, and then find that its adoption process happens. Learn the perspective and pivot, and then make the product move. So that's how we said vision, hypothesis, test, respond, and scale and optimize. So what are the key assumptions? Uncertainty, low experimental cost, interpretable market feedback. You're able to interpret whatever you're getting from the market. You're not confused, and the ability to respond. And most importantly, you have to be able to manage the risk that the market gives you. These are some of the basic assumptions of any kind of entrepreneurship. So I didn't want to spend much time on that. So we are done with it. Yeah. So this framework which I have run you through is basically to understand. You all know this. It is not rocket science. How do we get this product done? How do we understand what need to be done? Who are the people who will be involved in this? It's a very small kind of a mechanism that you need to do. So if you guys are able to understand, you can take any framework. This framework is not cast on stone. There can be anybody who wants to take it, and then you can follow any framework and start moving in a direction that helps you. So that's basically what entrepreneurship would require you to do. And I'll be glad if you have some questions for me, and we can make it more of a question answer session than continue on a monologuous fashion.
We are following, sir. As of now, there are no questions.
Okay.
It's really
Okay, good. So just to basically, do we still have time, or I'm done with it?
Yeah, we have, sir. We have time.
Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to bring into this is an important element called finance, which all of us, we need money for entrepreneurship to succeed. Where do you get the money from? Yeah, if your father and mother and grandfathers are rich, we get money. Absolutely no problem. We have money hanging out there. Now, it doesn't happen that we always have to be rich to be an entrepreneur. We have ideas, we have powerful concepts. How do we go about it? So more often, I think there are a lot of sources available today for finance. We have a whole government encouragement for MSME, which is called Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises. There is an organization called Udyam Aadhar. You guys can go check it out. Udyam Aadhar can give a lot of support. There is an MSME sector loan fundings, which is called seed capital funding, where you have a powerful idea, you are able to work on a small concept. They will fund for the prototype development and machinery purchase, initial machinery purchase and all that in terms of subsidy. So you have finance support coming from that direction also. There is also a lot of awareness today in terms of how startup economies are working. I'll spend a little time on it. There is the T-Hub, for example, in Telangana, gives you all the facilities. Suppose you are developing a formulation. Let us talk from the bee pharma perspective. You have developed a nutraceutical formulation, and you want to take it forward in terms of doing the prototype and doing all the studies before you go for launch or selling it to another company. You can use T-Hub facilities. You can use facilities in the Central University, which has an incubator. Now, what I mean by an incubator is a facility where all the equipment required. In fact, the Central University incubator is fantastic. You've got all your machines from LC to HPLCs to all that you want to make your formulation. There are people who support you from academics. There are people who support you from industry. You can do your prototyping. You can do your initial startup there, and then get your product moving. So these are forums which are existing today in this economy. Very interestingly, Hyderabad and Telangana provide fantastic ecosystems for entrepreneurship. All you need to do is to gear up to understand which ecosystem do you want to adhere to. Apart from this, there's private support which comes in terms of venture capital or seed funding capital. A lot of them which have come in now. There are at least about 100 organizations in India which work with organizations which are startups and which have just started making entry into entrepreneurship. Now, these can fund you, these can work along with you, these can give you something called as third party support. Now, all these are basically for entrepreneurs to do their initial incubation slowly and gradually and move from stage 1 to stage 2, where you get the stage 2 seeding. And then you move to the third stage seeding where you're almost going commercial. Beautiful examples of startups have come in. I think the Zomatos of the world, the Swiggies of the world, these are all startups which have grown huge and they've started doing exceedingly well. Now, anything you name it in today's economy, what you're using Flipkart, Zomato, Swiggy, all of these were startups one day. And the startup idea is about understanding what you want to do and how you want to scale up. So finance wise, there is a lot of support coming from this country and economy. In terms of guidance, how do you put your place? Infrastructural support comes from a lot of these places like T-Hub and Y Combinator and a lot of other incubators which are available. They're available right in Hyderabad. You did not have to go far away to Bangalore or any other place. And these are supporting a lot of our projects. And more importantly, you also have fantastic institutions in Hyderabad which are supporting startups. Your IICT is allowing you to do a lot of work. Your NIPER is working closely with a lot of companies. So a lot of organizations which are today working, government sector or public sector funded organizations which are working. There is also a test center here run by ECIL, which provides you electronic support for electronics especially. So pharma, again, you guys are from B-Pharmacy, so I can tell you Hyderabad cannot be a better place than Hyderabad for pharmaceuticals. We are about, I think, a couple of thousands of companies which are working here. Great ecosystem. If you are into small molecules and molecular biology, again, you've got Genome Valley Park, which has got fantastic organizations and research companies. We've got, in the last few years, we've got a lot of third-party evaluation organizations which have come in for testing, for scaling up, for doing impurity analysis. All these have come up here, and wonderful opportunities for youngsters to think of how to do what. You need not have to look at only pharmaceutical manufacturing. Now, pharmaceutical and pharmaceutical sciences have moved into various areas. They've moved into allied areas of biotechnology. They've moved into documentation and regulatory affairs. All these are needs now today. People have built up organizations which only look into regulatory affairs, of filing dossiers, preparing information, and meeting the information needs and all that. So those also can be looked at. So what we are basically trying to say is we have a host of things coming up for the pharma industry and the allied industries. Around the pharma industry, there are a lot of allied industries. So you can think of those allied industries. Start small, think of right activities, and you can go forward. So from my side, I think I've tried to cover most of the activities. First thing is the courage, the ability to start up something. Second thing is to meet up anybody who's going to be your team. Thirdly, use the infrastructure available in the country and in the state to do something. But first thing is, I think you should nourish a passion to do something. And if you have the passion, please don't miss out on the opportunity to do something good. So that's all from me, sir, on the entrepreneurship journey. And I hope if there are any questions, we can always chit chat. I would want a brief commentary on what doctor has observed here as a pharmacist, and he's come here and taken up the operations for us. So I'm passing on to him for a few minutes.
Welcome, Pradeep, sir.
Hi, Uday, and good morning, all the crowd. As Sir was saying, really, this place has nurtured me. Basically, I like to introduce myself. I'm from academics since last 10 years. I have been in the academics, and I'm a something like budding person in the industry from last 1 year. I have observed the passion for the work, what Sir said, the passionate people have everywhere. There is a success for those people. So that is the important and the most, key point in every industry or in every successful life. So even the patience, as Sir said, the patience is also a key point. we need to observe, and we need to be very patient and take the things very slowly. As you're all young people, maybe sometimes you feel agitated, you feel nervous, and you feel very much what do you say, some kind of, there will be obviously some kind of recklessness somewhere lodged in our minds. So that's all what we need to brush up. So we have that opportunity. There are a lot of things going on in the world, and I have seen practically that in the last 1 year, because I am a learner now. Last 10 years I have been teaching, but presently I am a learner from the industry. So there are a lot of opportunities arised. There are a lot of things we can concentrate. And this is the area where we can work out. Entrepreneurship is really a good place. See, most of the times we are constrained ourselves. That is, we have only what do you say, 9 to 5 jobs, some kind of thing. What we have been into, that is not where we have to constrain ourselves. That is, we have to go beyond that. Once you go beyond that, obviously there will be a success, and the patience is also important for that success. And thank you for giving this opportunity, and hope at least you have got some points from Dr. Shamal, and thanks for giving this opportunity, Uday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Generally, when it comes to the term entrepreneurship, it looks somewhat not. We cannot identify with that word. A common man cannot identify himself with the word entrepreneurship. If we want to understand also, if a person like me wants to do some business, uh, rightly what Dr. Shamal sir was telling in the initial starting of the meeting, we have so many cloudy minds, like we have so many doubts whether it will work out, investment related or whatever. What if we can't, like you said, one of the instances you faced, like that 2 lakh one you have called for 2 lakhs, and such many doubts are like backstabbers for that idea of to be a entrepreneurship. So but today it was really, sir, even I am somewhat motivated. I don't know, I keep in touch with Pradeep sir. I always talk with him over phone, but I never know this
We
close.
welcome you, sir. If that is the idea, we welcome you.
Yeah, but this is, sir, what I felt was that so we arrange so many sessions, like they will be like educative, like they will bring up some slides, as you said, so much of jargon, and students are very bored to listen. To be frank, sir, and
All that is there
today
on the internet, sir. All that is there on the internet. So that's precisely why I say there's no need to recast what is there on the internet again in the classroom. So let them go browse and do what they want to do. We can only share what we feel directly about the
yeah,
process.
it was really a refreshing one, sir. A really different experience I felt, and I hope the same is with the audience, the students. And I wish at least a few of them realize your reality, what you have shown us. It was like imagining your movie. I really felt your story. I was into your story,
Thank
and
you.
it was very engaging and refreshing and creative also. So I wish some of the people who has the idea to start any business or wanted to be an entrepreneurship should be ready with these real lifetime the instances that you have shared. I'm really happy, sir, and I feel really honored to knowingly, unknowingly, I don't know how I have connected with you, and today I am really feeling proud that I have arranged a session with you, sir.
Thank you,
And
sir.
with this, I would like, yes, sir. I would like to ask students if you have any doubts or if you want to interact with the speaker, you can. Anyone? See, this is not like a daily this one. Sir is very open up. Huh? So you have to open up yourself to the sir so that you can get some entrepreneurial.
Most importantly, I'm
ideas.
not your teacher.
Most important. Ask. Yeah, speak something, otherwise give feedback. Hey, Lura. Hey, look. Lura. Hey, Lura.
Good morning, sir. Myself Karthik, third year.
Funny.
Sir, the words you said were in the beginning of story, in the beginning of meeting, when you said when you met the Gujarati boy and the word he said what it was good, sir. And the relation, the words you said to your son to start to continue with me, either you do the coding of Python and the so, and the second thing is you mainly focused on the team and experience to build up the business. So overall, the session was good, sir. And myself, I motivated a lot that I should to continue or to build a company. We need a good team and good relationship with everyone. Thank you, sir.
True. Thanks, Karthik. Yeah, that's precisely what it is. You need to have the courage to first of all decide that you're going to go to business, and second most important thing is that you need to stick with it. Very true. That is precisely what I said. And anybody, your son, brother, whatever it is, he comes, he joins the business. He doesn't become a liability to the business. More importantly, that is very important. So for the young boy who had come in, what we wanted to tell him is that no work is big, small. I will only do this. I will not do this. That's precisely not what it is. So in fact, I think Dr. Pradeep will vouch. All of us work on the production line. All of us, irrespective of who it is. Whether he's a director or whether he's the head of operations, he heads the operations and QC, but all of us are there with him. So precisely, I think your business, you have to put your hands into the mud and clay. You make a pot, you only make a pot, no? ఎంత బాగుండాలి కుండ మీరు చేయబెట్టి మీరు చేస్తే ఆ కుండ బాగుంటుంది. సో పుట్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్స్ ఇంటూ ఇట్, మేక్ ద పాట్ లుక్ లైక్ యువర్ పాట్. ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ టేడా మేడా పాట్, ఇట్ ఈస్ యువర్ పాట్. Then only you will learn to make a good pot. So pottery, entrepreneurship, these cannot be taught. These have to be felt, and these have to be taken in your own style. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Truly. Sir, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And I really look forward for such engaging sessions in future also.
My pleasure, sir. My pleasure. We can always
Really?
have small groups which can discuss this, absolutely, so that people can talk in any vernacular language. No need to have English as an obstacle between us. If there is
Yes.
Hindi, if there is Telugu, if there is Gujarati or Marathi, we should use that language to talk. So let's get going with some of these practical sessions as and when you require. And it's my pleasure, sir. Thank you very much. Please convey my wishes to everybody and hope to see some young entrepreneurs. Any help that we can do, we are more than glad to see them jump into the business.
Surely, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You are getting an applause from the audience.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, have a great time. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Have a great time, sir.
Thank you. Thanks. Good luck.